Good evening. Welcome to Tuesday Night Edits again on this bright and slightly chilly April evening. Springtime means the weather should be getting better, but today it's been a bit damp. It's getting colder. They're on about sleet showers tomorrow. Happy days. Come back sunshine where all is forgiven. But at least stuff's starting to grow out there. Things are looking a bit more lively than what they have done for the last 6 months, which is good. Evening, Peter. Thank you very much for coming along and letting me know everything's working. I think after I dismantled the system the other week for a workshop, I think my microphone's a lot louder. When I watched back last week's episode, it was pretty loud. So I've actually moved it further away from me, so it's not. Hopefully, it's not really overbearing. Hi, Edwin, as well. Edward, sorry, Edwin. That was my old next door neighbour. Edward, good of you to come along and join us this evening. A few other people watching as well. If you are watching, please do contribute in chat. Have a little blather amongst yourselves. That's what it's there for. And if you're watching catch up, please do leave comments, and I will try to answer them in a timely manner, because sometimes I'm not very good at that. Right then, okay. I was actually waiting for an image to finish saving so I can get that out of the way and clear some memory out of the computer. Hi John, good of you to come along as well. All good to see you and people interacting in chat, which is always good. Right then, so tonight, if I just shut a few things down here, hopefully computer memory will be okay. Doesn't take much on this system to, you start a few activities up and then the whole thing just grinds to a halt. So yes, one thing I did want to mention to all my lovely subscribers, thank you very much. I have now passed 900 subscribers. So we are rattled this last month, just rapidly taken off. And so yeah, it just crossed 900 subscribers last night. Very happy about that. So thank you very much for subscribing, all you lovely subscribers. Very, very nice and very heartening to be approaching that 1,000 mark. It doesn't seem a lot to some people, but it's a huge milestone that I am aiming for. Pretty much basically because it allows you the access to the community side of notifications and things like that on YouTube. I'm not fussed about the money yet. Just means I can send out notices and links to videos without it actually showing up in your recommended feeds. It comes up in your subs feed. So once I've got that available to me, I think I should hopefully get better and get more widely spread. Thanks, Peter. Yes, yeah, do tell everybody. Let's get as many subscribers as possible onto this channel. It is a very niche channel, so it doesn't have a widespread appeal. But yeah, every subscriber counts. Every subscriber is very much appreciated. So that's that little bit of news. I don't think I've actually got much more news, apart from I didn't get a vlog done at the weekend. The back end of last week was just manic, so it ended up I've been trying to do a video every Friday ready for uploading on Saturday, and last week it just didn't happen, and this week it may not happen either. But I have got one in the can. I just need to spend 20 godforsaken hours putting it together into something that might half make sense. Because if you know that you watch me here weekly, you know how much I ramble and all that kind of stuff. So trying to make sense and condensing my waffle into a short video is a bit of a challenge and a bit time consuming. So there you go. No Brexit on telly tonight, so we're free of that. Plenty of stuff going on and notifications and phones of crap politicians trying to talk to each other and all hopeless. So that's so no distractions in the background tonight. Last week I went to over the border into Scotland, and it's not a big trip for anybody. I think it was 44 miles. I think I went. Went up to Scotland and shot Smailholm Tower, which is an old kind of fortified tower in the borders from the 1500s, I think. I will put a picture of it on screen now, if I can remember how to work this damn thing. So there you go, it is a stone tower on a bit of a rocky outcrop just north of the border. Like I say, it dates back to the 1500s. It has some tie to Sir Walter Scott, who stayed nearby when he was a laddie in the late 1700s and that kind of thing. So he had ties to it through his life, I think. And Turner painted it as well in the distant past. I can't see another view of it. I think I must just have taken views of it from one angle with the normal camera. So there you go. So that's the info board that's next to it. I've been actually spelling it wrong. It's not Smailholm, H-O-M-E, it's H-O-L-M. There's a stupid me being stupid. Hi Paul, how you doing? Knee bother? I was going to say your mother rang my mother yesterday, so they're now back in touch, which is good. So good to have you along. Yeah, just drop us a line and we'll sort something out. Maybe toward, well, don't know what your schedule's like, but towards the end of the month would be better for me, or into May. We'll see. Anyways, good to have you along as well. Right then, yes, Smailholm Tower. Lovely spot in the borders, and took a load of ICM images. It was pretty difficult because it was a really sunny, bright day. Not ideal for good captures. I could really have done with going later in the afternoon, or like early morning, or a different time of year. It was very bright. I do like light on my subject, but it was just a bit too light, so I've shot everything, pretty much everything at f13, which means there's a ton of dust spots to clean up, which is annoying, but there you go. And when I've brought everything into Lightroom, stuff that looked good on the back of the camera didn't quite look so good actually once it was loaded into Lightroom. So some of the data I'm a bit disappointed with, but I think there's probably enough there to get through. So yeah, we are kind of got some impressionist shapes to work with. I'm hoping that we'll get something pretty good tonight. At least one, anyway. I think it's maybe one of them images that it isn't going to really take that long to put something together and be able to get something out of it pretty quickly. I hope that's the intention. So you never know, we might get two out of tonight, but we'll see. So settings wise, hopefully you can see this. There you go. 0.8 seconds at f13. That was with a 6-stop, so it was really quite a struggle to get some decent motion and detail. As you can see here, it's all about the skein edges. I like to overlap when I'm shooting at, like if I'm spinning on a point, I like to have it overlapping at some point, so almost the structure kind of stays in place, and then there's lots of negative space around it. But it was pretty hard to do. As you can see here, there's still a lot of detail in the foreground of the the hill alongside it. On all the blue from the sky has actually come into there as well. So not ideal, but just got to work with it. It's a bit of a struggle, but you never know. We might get away with something here. So these ones are a slightly longer exposure, because on the back of the camera they look better, but I think they were maybe a little bit too long. Whereas if you go back to these ones, these were half a second, and there's probably a bit more to them to get a hat of. So, well, that's just what I should really have known, that they weren't going to be that good on what looked good on the back of the camera wasn't going to be good when I got back. So we're just going to have to deal with that. So let's just pick a few shots to work on. I think we'll just pick that one. P for pick, isn't it? That one, nice shape. That one a bit of detail. That one a bit looser detail. And then yeah, I think I'll keep these ones because they were all from the half a second shots, and then the ones afterwards were kind of nearly a second shots. So bit of a difference. So I'm going to keep them separate. I'm going to work on the quicker exposure ones first, just to see what we're going to get, so we can work on them. So we're going to do a bit of clean up, obviously. Move that. So you can see, very, very dirty sensors. If anybody wants to send me some full sensor swabs, I will gratefully accept them. So if anybody knows of swab manufacturers that would like a mention, tell them to send us some free stuff. Then I can probably shoot at f13 a bit more often, because we don't want to make a habit of this. There's quite a lot. It's actually quite surprising between the difference between f11 and f13 on the dust spot count. f11's still pretty good, doesn't show up a lot, and just going a little bit more sharper at f13. My god, it's terrible. Alright, that's probably the worst one's done. And of course we don't have to do this on each image, we'll just sync them right across the pics. So do that. Lens corrections, just auto sort that out, don't need to worry about it. I'm just gonna see what it's like with my starting presets for Lightroom, just to save a bit of time. Maybe get 2 shots out today. Probably gonna be starting with that one, but I'm gonna increase the noise reduction just to be safe. Change that profile to a new Adobe Color Auto, just to warm things up a bit. There we go, that's much better. HSL hue, and I'm gonna I was gonna say change the blue hues, probably not too bad. Just reduce the saturation of it. Just want to try to remove as much blue as I can. Shadows open them out a bit because it's a bit dark in the corners already. Bring the highlights down. We're not too bad there. There's a starting point. Anyhow, let's get on with it. Sink all that across all 6 of them. I was going to say before the end of the episode, I'll show you a new image I made from Berwick a couple of weeks ago now, which will appear in a future vlog. But I'll give you a preview on that because it's a bit. I was going to say it's a bit different to what I usually do. I've done a few of them, but yesterday was probably the most brazen kind of alteration to an image I've done for a while, so that might be an interesting one for you. I kind of went along with the whole inverting the image, so dark becomes white and light becomes darker. Nice effect, and it's worked out quite well. Quite happy with it. Right, so these ones look okay. I'm liking this kind of area here. Could work nicely. Right, let's dump these into Photoshop. And then wait half an hour for it to load. While I'm here, if you're not already, then please do sign up to my new email newsletter. Very sparsely sent out. Very rarely goes out. But follow that address or the link below to sign up for that, for all kinds of small updates that I occasionally let you know of, that I don't put on social media, or maybe I've put on social media 6 months beforehand, and I eventually get around to making an email that goes out. So it's very rare I send them out, but I did send one out 2 weeks ago. And that was just about exhibition and magazine article and something else. Can't remember what it was. Anyway, right then. Are we loaded? We are loaded. Right, okay, let's just grab these together. Start mucking around with blend modes. See how bad these results could be. Immediately I'm thinking it's going to be a tough one to do. I think I'm going to have to do some differing blend modes through the stack of layers, which is a tad frustrating, but alright, let's head for darken and let's get some of these layers aligned. So we are just I'll just zero all these ones out, get to the point, and I'm going to just use this base layer and align everything with it. So just using the move tool and just dragging it across, just loosely in line. Not going to worry about these edges yet. For regular viewers, you will know how they disappear. Actually, maybe I should be going the other way. I should be moving the other ones back, because I want to retain as much of this area as possible on this layer. Right, let's undo those, and this back one I'm going to move over to there. That one is fine there. This one needs to come across a little bit. That one's got a hard edge there. Put that there. And then this one. Go on there. Right, select all those again. That's nice. Bit dark, nice. Let's go through them again. See, using the light, and it's only just leaving just the tower there. Quite effective. Overlay, soft lights, quite extreme. I think something like that could work if I took a few layers away and just kind of maybe masked out the foreground could work. Darken where's weapon. See, we've got a big problem here because this horizon line's very high on that one. I think that's that layer. Yeah, it is. So there's a few horizon layers quite high. That's another one. So that one can come down as well to there. And that one is completely bonkers. And that one actually I can just really mask out now because it's going to be of no use whatsoever. So gradient mask, and I'm just going to come into there. I'm going to come in from there with the multiply mode on as well. Remember that on the top. So let's get rid of that problem and that ugliness. So when these are all on darken, let me have a think. So this, no, that wasn't that layer. It's that layer. So this layer with the nice movement on the left hand side has that horrible cockerel kind of curve on the top of the tower, which is no good. So we can mask that out, and we'll do that one with a brush. So we want to an eraser, and we want to make that bigger, flow up to 100. Just get rid of all that rubbish. Whatever, maybe he's gone a bit far there. Certainly get it away from the tower. But then again, from there I might need to blend, layer mask, gradient mask even. There you go. That's just gets it a bit more uniform. Right. Just going to turn on and turn off a few layers here. That one can probably come out because that's got some ugliness down this foreground, especially this area, and quite like that little bit there, just below the tower. So again, what was it? That layer, yeah, that layer. So mask this layer, increase, and just paint out that ugliness. But it's left that squiggle in there, so that's pretty good. That's fine. Another mask in there. I'm just going to paint out that little bit there. What else came out of there? Not quite like that. Quite like this bit of area there. So I'm going to leave that in. Yeah, I'm going to leave that. Actually, going to leave the rest of that layer in because it's got some better areas there without it. So it goes too white or too blue in there. Not so good. Just looking to lighten this side up a bit somehow. Now that's the outside. This one could be one of these blend if moments. So let's have a play. I'm gonna move that up there so I can see it. I'm trying to figure out which way is this goes. That way, right? Actually, that way it could work. Alt to split these. Softer, softer, softer. That could be anywhere really, can't it? Okay, that's that done. So that's taken a bit of stuff out of there. And now we just need to get rid of some of these edges. So we've got this one here which needs to be obliterated. Just pick a point there, drag, softens it nicely. This is another problem one. Yep, that's the main problem one. There's a mask on there. I'm going to get to the point where I've all of a sudden got like the checkerboard effect when I've erased too many things off the same layer. So that's that one. Yeah, that's that one. Right. Okay. So oh, didn't need another layer. We've already got a mask on there. Now it just needs to come across, soften that edge off. Maybe it's a bit more off there, just to make them clouds white. It's better. And I think I'll just actually crop out that right hand side. Yes, blame Diff, Peter. You got me playing with it a lot more. I've no real idea what I'm doing with it, but it seems to do things. So that's a starting point of sorts. Let's have a little play with curves. Oh, it helps if you put on the top layer, Andy. Then it'll affect them all. We will drop that down a bit and just kick that up a touch. Really like this area here. Be nice with a bit more structure in it though. But what you're gonna do? You know, if this area could be mimicked over here, would be really nice. But you never know. I think when we turn things around in a moment, things might improve. Right, so without it, it's lightened it nicely. That's fine. Better give it a bit of a colour cast. No, not different. I mean, soft light. You're not really going to work with that colour. Soft light, I'm going to reduce it to about there, I think. I would like that to be a little bit redder. Could do with some ability to change the colours in here. Oh, why is Lightroom controls just not part of the setup without going into camera raw? Because I hate going in there because it just slows everything down. Right. Hue and thingy layer, that's what I'm after. Hue saturation, that's the beastie. So we want the yellows, so we will sample the yellows. And then we will change the hue ever so slightly. Maybe it's not even that much. Increase the saturation a touch. Quite like that yellow there. It's going to change a lot in a minute. Something like that. But then all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that and I'm going to invert it so it's black, and then I'm just going to paint in with a slightly less flow. Whoa! Steady on, Andy. That's a hard edge. Flow down to 10%. Come on, paint in. Paint in. Just to give that a better, more orangey kind of colour. To start with, there we go. Right. Good God, we've done half an hour already. Why does it take me so long? Right, yeah, we haven't even bloody started to look, really, have we? So, make them into a new layer because my Photoshop is still not working right for activating plugins. My plugins have kind of broken, So for them to work, you're working, aren't you? I'm having to create a new top layer. Come on, computer! You know, the hard drive spinning to get it started. Right then. What have we got here in the presets? Hopefully there's at least one viable option, otherwise I'm kinda screwed. There's a couple there I've seen so far. Right, just check my new collection that I'm building at the moment, ready to sell on to you at some point in the future. Spoiler. So I'll just flick through some of these. That reminds me of a Turner painting. The one with, was it Nelson in it? Or a sailor or something in it? Let's have a look back into this collection. Just gonna have a flick through some of these. The ones that kind of jumped out at me. No. Oh, it's quite washed out, this one. Very minimal. Not what I was looking for, though. No. So like this one. Not bad, obviously without the block here. This side panel one could work. Pull this across, what does it do? Not a lot. This one kind of jumped out at us. Bit of blue, looks a lot better at the smaller scale, doesn't work quite as well when you view it full screen. Typical. This one like another minimal one, but quite something about that one, like. And I'm not going to do one that reinvents the wheel, so. And these two. That one's quite nice colour wise here, but very, very bright there. You move that too much there and it just loses something. Can be tricky at times. I mean, there's certainly definitely a couple of options there in these images. It's just a case of deciding on one. I think there's definitely a couple of images to be made. I think something like that's quite reasonable. Zero that out, darken it. I don't want to darken it down too much. Let's go back. Which one was decent? Was it one of these ones? This one. This one. What makes this one quite nice? I think it's kind of the cross hatching in this area. I do apologise for my commentary tonight. I'm just thinking aloud, which isn't wise. Oh, happy days. I think I'll move that around to cover that corner in. It's always annoying. Let's have a play around with these. That needs to come down darker. That needs a heavy lens vignette down here. There we go. Drop that down. Drop the contrast, I should say. Drop the saturation back to level, or its starting point, I should say. Detail extraction, just a touch. Don't want to go overboard. He says with an image that's bleeding red and yellow, of the most vivid that you can imagine. Exposure balance, just 55s. It's like that little patch is annoying me. Lens vignettes bringing everything down. That's fine. How much further can it come? Yeah, 18's about its limit. Film type. Just try the warm, my usual standard warm. That's maybe a bit too. Maybe a bit much. I think I need more darkness in here if I'm doing it like that. There we go. I'll knock the faded right up further. Strength down, strength up. Find that middle ground. That happy medium where all of a sudden you realise that that's where it's meant to be. Want it too dark? Or do I want it too dark? It was a place of, I was going to say a place of sanctuary. It was a place of hiding and praying for your life. That still needs to be a bit sparkly, a bit bright. About there, I think. What we want to do is adjust the blues. Don't want it too yellow. Just want a little bit more blue, because then I can darken it down further later. Not that much blue. Oh, curves, you are quite annoying. Starting point to that. Not big. It's not really a big adjustment, is it? Yeah, that's fine there. Yeah. That's okay. There we go. Luminosity. That's just pulled up there. Play around in curves, people. Play around with curves. Very powerful, but you can easily get lost. Before you know it, you're all over the place. Green. Do we need a bit of green? No, we don't need a bit of green put in. We can forget about that. Not a big fan of green because it just makes it very yellow. Right. So we have got to that stage. So one of the things, I don't know where it's going at the minute. full of hope. I wouldn't say that hope has faded, but it's proving trickier. Lost that definition of that dip. Let's try something. That might actually be not too bad. I'm going to knock the flow down to a third and just bring in a bit more structure there. So there's a bit more of an edge, a bit more balanced, I think. Maybe that faded area there doesn't quite work, but maybe bring it in there. Drop the opacity to something quite low and just run it across that side there, so there is an actual horizon line on the left hand side, not just like a wall of movement. So that was just a very quite opaque, or quite, is it opaque? What's the inverse of opaque? Is fully like a wall, isn't it? Is that opaque, or is that actually being able to see through, or is glass opaque? I lost track. Small numbers and small flow, and then you can do a lot of rubbing back and forward across there. And it's just brought that hint of a line back. So we are to about this stage now, and I'm not concerned yet. I'm just wondering how it might go from here. Right, let's just make a new layer from there. Completely random. No, that didn't work. Very vivid, far too vivid. Let's put this back into, no, not back into it. Let's put this into, I'm not even sure that's the colour that's bothering us. Let's try Viveza, maybe just a few selections for a bit more structure. And maybe a colour change. So structure throughout, just boost that a bit, or maybe do an actual selection. Drop a point on the building. Increase the structure. So it's a bit not sharper, but a bit more to it. Looks like there's something actually there, and I'm gonna pull that same definition of point to there, just so that mound, like the mound that it sits on, has got a hint that it's actually there, and there's a hint of some depth. He says in a pretty abstract kind of image. Depth. You must be joking. Let's try all the sliders on hue. See what we got. Excuse me. Apologise for yawning. Been doing it all day. It's the bloody yellow that's doing us. I think this image is letting itself down because I didn't nail the colour in Lightroom. I think in Lightroom the colour was a slightly bit off, which has driven problems right through the image from every step. So it's just gonna have to. I'm thinking just drop that -3. This one. Don't want to go that far. 4. -5. I'm going to make this circle smaller. Put it more into a defined kind of blot of colour. You can see that's quite a bit darker now. Or do I want it darker? Increase the saturation, increase the brightness. Contrast up, contrast down. This colour is bothering me. I'm going to take that spot off actually. And I'm going to make these two smaller. So all they're doing is affecting this area here. Drop a new one on here which should hopefully nullify those effects. Use that to see. This one I'm going to take off blue. Not warmth, not warmth. Is the wrong thing to be using. Just 1 degree on the. There we go. That's better. I think minute bloody change and differences in colour. Very frustrating. Doesn't help that I've got 2 bloody big lights shining. Makes it kind of tricky. Right. Okay. I'm happier there now. You've all gone quiet in the chat, by the way. Is that because you're enthralled or confused? Right, we're at that stage now. Let's stick this back in Analog Effects Pro. See what a second spin of the wheel will do. Feel a bit like Theresa May. Having a go with another bad job. Throw it at it as many times as you can just to see what you come away with. Thingy mode. There we go. There's a potential there for a dramatic sky. Look, drama. Yeah, that's the only one that jumped out at us so far. So let's immediately lens vignette. Let's make that a hell of a lot smaller. Oops. Trying to grab the right thing on it. Oh, that's going to have to stay over here. And I quite like that softness. So yeah, let's just put that back on and then reduce the contrast back to base levels. Maybe it's just a touch, few degrees. About there. exposure balance, as you can see, it's on 45%. Let's get that. Yeah, 45 is probably the right place. 44, whatever. And this, I'm going to drop this down until it maybe hopefully looks like a sky, a more dramatic kind of sky. And now it's unbalanced. Needs to be, that building needs to be over there because there's nothing. Yeah, it does, because there's nothing behind it. So maybe something like that. But that needs to go more. It's a real fine balance between the two exposures. Are you sure it's fascination, Peter? Not what? Fascinated by what drivel is going to come out of my head next. That's what it is, Peter. Sliders. Let's playing around with them. Why am I so unhappy with this image? That's better. Right, let's leave the colour type off. And on here we need a bit of brightness. No. Let's leave that there. Blue on anything? No. Just want a hint of blue. Something like that. In fact, I can nearly just mask that out in Photoshop, like the bottom half, and kind of see how that looks. It's another fairly expressive sky, isn't it? Another doom-laden sky. My special doom-laden skies. It's too dark, too bright. Just where it was, Andy. Right, yes, let's call that done. You like drivel. I thought I was right, Ruth. Thank you very much. I thought opaque was like solid. Translucent is the see-through bit, isn't it? Big words. Me and big words don't mix, I must say. Right, let's try this. Let's have a mask on this layer. And I wouldn't be anxious about about my image making. Let's. Oh, undid too many things there. That's maybe a bit much. Let's to the way on. Let's add, undo, and drop that one in below that one, and then I'm going to mask out this one just to get the opacity the right way around. Mask. Still done it the wrong way around. I'm hopeless at this. And then just drag that opacity back. Something like that. Let's put that a little bit further back up. Something like so. Thanks, Stephen. You know, I like to protest at these things. Yeah, they're just this one's more hard work than what I thought it would be. I thought this one would be an easy one, but it's not, and it's annoying. Does that look like rain in that corner now? And just dropping rain in the distance. Could do. Right, let's have a closer look. Is there anything I can manually do? See, there's not a lot. Could really do some texture into there, into that corner there, couldn't we? Did download a texture the other day. Let's see if I can bring that in. Can we have my move tool, spin you around. You go up there, you go down there. Commit. Overlay looks whack. Pull that down. More. It's only really in here I wanted it. Linear burn. Right, let's just drop here. Black mask on there. Let's do some painting. So flow, I'll just increase the flow a little bit. And just paint in this area to give it a bit of texture. Maybe a bit in there as well. It's really just this area there. That's this trouble. It's not too bad. There's a bit more texture in there now. It's maybe a bit obvious. I don't know. There we go. It's an image. Looks like the cat's thrown up on the screen, like, but yeah. So that's a fair few layers today. Right, let's save this one out. And then hopefully this will be back in the Lightroom for us to have a quick final look at and a crop. Fingers crossed anyway. So can I have a show of hands in chat? Does it look like cat sick to you as well? Oh, it's so hard, this bloody thing. I really thought we'd have the chance of 2 good images today. So it doesn't fill me with hope for the rest of the edits out of this batch going forward, which is a bit annoying. There you go. Whilst that's struggling to load, because it's taking forever, I will show you the image of Berwick Pier I made the other day. So I have a look at that one. So that's the image of Berwick Pier I mentioned earlier on. So it's quite different for me, and is now not. Come on, computer, what are you playing at? Because it's finished loading the other one up. So square crop, Berwick Pier, bit of inverted black and white type of thing. It got some deep magenta-y red from somewhere, so I kind of ran with that. This is not the sky. That line there is actually that line there. Just moved up and made bigger and etc, etc. Hi Nero, good of you to have. Damn talented cat. Well, to me it looks a mess of colour at the minute. So where were we with that one? Come here. Where's my finished image of that one? There we go. That one. I wish I had this clear vision to start with, Edward. I just kind of jumble a few things together and see where it goes. Which today is a very pretty much fine example of how random and how, yes, I can get lost in curve adjustments and slider adjustments. But yeah, I don't have a direction. I don't know where I'm going with these things. Usually, I had a rough idea of what I wanted to achieve, but this one hasn't really got there. So let's have a think about a crop. I'll just make that 3 stars just to be sure, and I need a virtual copy to play with. Develop module would help. So crop wise, let's try 1v1. Something on the thirds, maybe. Kind of loses its locale. It could do, that box just feels too hemmed in there. I think it needs a bit more room to breathe. So it's back to 3v2. I don't know whether it's because the tower's a bit central. That maybe is why I'm not so happy with it. Does it look better like that compared to that? It's not much of a difference, is it? Let's try a panoramic-y kind of crop. Not sure you can really call it a panoramic. Going on by how badly it's cropped. That's a 2v1 crop. It's just something not quite right. Frustrating image. Very, very frustrating image. You go too far in and then it just becomes a huge blot on the landscape. See, maybe it's a crop like that to that, but really work on this area here, which could become rain. If this was a storm dropping rain here. But I would need to do a lot of work there. I think actual painting things in using the tablet. I don't know. Let's just try a thingy, a grid. Not 2 of them, 1 of them. Cancel. Keystrokes are way behind today. Not good. That come down there, and then like undo all those. That's a bit convoluted, I think. Frustrating. Right, I'm just getting myself annoyed. Let's call it quits. Oh, so annoying. And then again, I could brighten this out. Oh, so... I'll probably have a completely different view on this once I've switched these lights off, and then I can see the bloody thing properly. That maybe is the better of the crops, is it? Or did I pull that one in quite a lot? I did. Yeah, maybe it's about there, is yeah. I still like the idea of that being like a storm cell type of cloud, but I think I would have to do a lot of dodging and burning elsewhere in the image, and then it becomes just too much like it's been worked on, rather than just letting the shapes intermingle and interact with each other. So I think we'll just call it quits there. It's an image. That's one shot out of the bag anyway. So yeah, frustrating edit, that one. I thought it would go better than that. Oh well, can't win them all. So we'll call it quits there. Thank you very much for joining me. Great to have you interacting in chat as always. That's the great thing about these live streams, instant feedback, people joining in. Do love that aspect of it. You do all put pressure on me to create when I do these, or whether I put pressure on myself to create during these. But yeah, I think out of the data I did get, I'm sure there is a good image to come out of that. I really hope so, because it was a lovely day. Conditions were maybe a bit bright, but I think I've still got good enough data to get some good images out of this, and hopefully I'm not too trapped by the compositions that I chose to take. One of the issues being with ICM photography is you generally resonate with everything's in the middle, because it's easier to twist the camera. If you're trying to rotate on an object on say to the left of the image, then it's hard to rotate around it, because you've got to move the whole camera like that rather than move the camera like that. It's much easier. So it's kind of tricky, and everything does generally come towards the center of the frame. So again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you all my subscribers for getting me over 900 subscribers. Very, very, very so pleased about that. Another milestone ticked off. Aiming for 1,000. I think when I get to 1,000 I can retire. Stop making videos. No, yeah, 1,000's an aim that I hope to get to when I started the channel. And then hopefully things just naturally muddle on from there. So thanks Peter, thanks for that. I'm still not convinced. So yes, hopefully join me next week, where it may well be actually looking at my schedule. I may not be here next week. I might have been teaching all day long and be actually ready to not do any image making next Tuesday, because I have a one-to-one next Tuesday. So I will notify you by Twitter if there's going to be one next week or not, but at the moment assume not. If you come to my channel and there's no live stream advertised by 5 PM Tuesday, there won't be one. So we'll probably see in the week after anyway. So thank you for watching again. It takes me forever to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Keep following me everywhere. Follow these links. And keep it hard. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.